Leo, Leo, Leo. Leo the Lion. Hello. My name's Andrew, and welcome to Spiritual Hot Dog. This is a reading for Leo for the week beginning April 22nd, 2019. What does the wonderful universe have in store for Leo? Let's tune in and find out. I'm just going to shuffle the cards. Just shuffling the cards. A good shuffle. Okay. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff for Leo. That's not what I'm putting out to the universe. Not that I wouldn't do that, but it's actually what I'm getting. I'm getting the words good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. That's a good start. 3 cards for Leo. It's better than bad stuff. 10 of Swords. You see? Good stuff. Death. I know it sounds so morbid, but actually these are the best cards to have at times. Oh, wonderful strength. You see? Leo the Lion. There you go. Leo the Lion. Strength. 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 Taming of the ego. Beautiful. End of a cycle. Beautiful. We've actually, this is a time for wrapping up cycles big time. You know, this whole month. You're in between 2 Libra full moons. Wow, very potent. Especially, we're still in the sign of Aries. You're another fellow fire sign. So, not that all the fire signs are tied in, and they have very unique traits of their own. They can very much stand on their own. However, anyway, you've got Death, 10 of Swords. Doubling down right there. That it's end of a cycle, an end of a cycle. Beautiful, and it's finally this beautiful kind of angelic energy, which is representative of your inner. It can be representative, and actually, because I'm reading for the Leo collective right now, and the energies I'm tuning into is very much your soul self. Some people call it the higher self, your spirit. But for me, they're all synonymous. The loving self within is shutting you down. When I mean shutting you down, the lion very much represents that kind of animalistic, egoic nature of self. Okay? It's shutting you down. It's so that you can go higher within, get more connected with your soul self. It's like shutting down those kind of carnal desires, if you like, or carnal facets of being, and allowing the more soulful, graceful strength to come forward. Okay, so this death is very much a death of large aspects of ego that you've been purging anyway, Leo. Okay, so this is a wonderful reading, and that's why very often when you see the death card, I'm not saying most purging is shitty. Excuse my my Swiss, but my Swiss French, to be more specific. But death, 10 of Swords, wonderful. Because when you do see the death card, it very often can be really, really gnarly and shitty, like I said. But actually, the death card in this situation it's a time of closing the door to the kind of dreaded purge. Not that, we spend, contrary to popular belief, the whole kind of, in this era, this time, and the time before us, it's all about purging. Life very much is about purging. We are here to purge. And then eventually to go into I'm not saying you won't have great times. I'm not saying life can't be good, because, for some, of course it is. But what I am saying is that a large part of life that people reject and try to avoid is that a large part of life is very much a kind of quote unquote spiritual journey to purge the ego, get rid of that energy, so that the people who follow us, your kids, your grandkids, whoever that may be, can incarnate into a better energy. It just is what it is, It's not nice to look at it that way, but it actually is that way. That said, many beings out there, and yes, I am still doing a Leo reading, but this definitely applies. Many beings out there have, in the time that they incarnated, from now and looking back into the past, actually they've chosen less purging than others. Yeah, they've chosen less purging than others. So great, it's good for them. Good for them. I know I didn't. I chose a whole heap load of ego to purge in this life, and yeah, anyway. And when I say in this life, I mean I'm talking from now and in my past. I'm not mentioning my future. I'm not mentioning my future. But anyway, enough about me. Leo. Beautiful. Ending of a cycle. Yeah, and as I said, we're in between two full moons. The 19th of April was the second Libra full moon, approximately, depending on where you are in the world. But the 19th of April was. So actually this week is quite intense. There's a lot of intense energies, because the energy of that moon is really, really closing down. It's beautiful. Closing down this cycle that's been having this very, very delayed energy. It's been terrible. Just tuning into that energy, I can see it. It's just been terrible for the last year. And last year was, it was a heavy purge for me too. It was just a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. I can't even describe it. Don't need to describe it right now. I'll write a book about it one day. Among the other books that I am writing, which are available on my website, by the way. But there's only a few at the moment. But yeah, you can check out my website at SpiritualHotDog.Online in the link below. Quick plug in Leo's reading, I'm sorry. But yeah, there's not much to say for Leo other than all is good, all is good at the moment because you've closed down this cycle, and which means you're starting anew. And what does the new cycle have to bring for the lovely sign of Leo? Well, some of you, I just got 50-50. It's 50-50 for a large collective. Some of you are still going to continue some of the purging a little bit, in a little way, but it won't all be really, really bad. It might be a little bit not so good. But in between that little bit of purging, it's more that that style of purging, if you like, or that flavor of purging will still be accompanied by, you'll feel like you're growing spiritually. So that's why I say it won't be all that bad, because you'll be very much, a part of life. Because some of you, some of you have been reclusive. Some of you have been quite reclusive, which is very unlike a lot of Leos, but some of you have been very much reclusive because of the gnarly purge from, 2018 and the beginning of this year, 2019. However, half of you, and I'm aware I'm speaking fast, by the way, there's a lot to fit in this approximate 10-minute reading. I like to keep them short and sweet. But there's that spiritual growth will really kind of balance out the purging that 50% of you are doing. The other 50%, less purging and more just getting your stuff done. I don't see new ideas manifesting, so to speak, a new cycle within yourself. But work is just continuing, daily life, whatever it is that you're doing, family life, whether you're traveling, whether you're stationary. I think Leo, there was a lot of travel on the cards for Leo. Yes, I remember last week, the planes flying by while I was reading. There was a lot of travel. So that's all going ahead. That's great, because this cycle is wrapping up, big time. So whatever, that's it. It wasn't travel for leisurely purposes per se. It was more getting things done like taxes and what have you. The mandatory responsibilities, let's call them. But all that's, kind of getting out of the way now, and you're just getting on with life, and it's good. It's looking good for you. Okay. That's all you need to know, really, that this cycle is closing out. And it's been like that for a few signs, actually, but very clear for Leo. It's closing out, those jaws are closing. Those jaws are very much closing. Okay. All right. So I'm going to end it right there. And if anybody would like to look into their situation with a lot more depth, please don't hesitate. Just, get on the website www.spiritualhotdog.online and I'll be happy to read for you. All right, Leo, peace out. Strength. Happy April.